it's easier to give up to leave both Caitlyn and Zach before, but Galio has a harder time engaging onto the Caitlyn. So I think you leave the Galio up and ban out Caitlyn here.
Yeah, there it is. The ban out, and we might just see BDD on Galio once again.
So they get Galio, and then Afreeca gets to get probably Kha'Zix's Ashe as a response into this. Kramer's signature AD carry, and you give a Spirit that Kha'Zix, deny it as well from Cuz. Don't let them have that sick combination. Force them into maybe a less scary individual threat. Come on, lock it. It's gonna be, you gotta deny Praise Ashe. Not gonna give up that comfort, no. Okay, take the, come on, you gotta take that Ashe.
Well, I like the Gragas, but they're still thinking about the second pick, I think, here. As down to the wire, they're trying to buy as much time as possible for making this pick.
They're worried about the possibility of giving away the Galio Gragas into a hyper carry situation where they don't have enough engaged. So I can respect that choice as well, but I definitely would not give up the Ashe, and so they'll be smart and take it away themselves. And now they'll have a lot more engaged tools, and as expected, Kha'Zix will be the answer from Longzhu. What combination will they fancy here? They can lock away their AD carry right away, but I don't think they'll get a lot of value from that one. So I expect something else, and yep, never mind. Just Varus right away. Super simple, standard stuff all around.
They don't want it to get it banned away, especially with already 2 ADC bans. Want to make sure they can lock in something that's competitive against that Ashe. Last pick here for Afreeca before the second ban phase. 8 seconds left.
Spirit wasn't shy about playing that Gragas jungle, so taking away the Renekton early on, and now they're gonna... He's laughing about the Mordekaiser again, so you can expect Afreeca to actually ban Mord this time around. Really, it makes sense as Gorilla can play Alistar once again, and it would synergize well with the comp that Longzhu have so far. So here it is, Mordekaiser ban.
You're on fire today, Crumbs.
Wow.
Calling them left and right. What's going on?
Should have been a baseball umpire.
What?
You know, because he makes calls left and right.
Yeah, but I was expecting you to say like, I should buy the lotto more often, or
oh, no,
I should be a fortune teller or a prophet, or something like that.
In a pick like the least interesting position in a dying game.
Well,
answers to Malzahar to Galio banned away. So what does Kuro have in his pool now? Into Victor, probably into Galio, probably Victor, to be honest.
Yeah, they do have that left available. There is also still Talia, Orianna, these picks that have been across the board.
Whoa.
Okay, well.
All right. It still has great synergy with the comp that Afreeca have. However, they don't have an opportunity to really kill BDD. So now they're going to have to really play around the side lanes if they want to make this Kassadin work. Last time around, it took a bit too long, and Longzhu now have an opportunity to go with a really strong top lane champion into Renekton. You don't have that many options this time around, especially considering that you're dealing with a Kassadin as well. So maybe we get to see another wonky pick come out today. Could be just Kled or Jarvan.
That would make sense.
But what has made sense?
Just going to leave that there. Jace. They already have a decent front line.
So this could get crazy, because if that Jace gets locked in, Jace is the hardest counter for Kassadin.
Well, it's locked in, so
it could be even a Galio top as a response to Renekton, and then putting more emphasis onto the Kassadin. It's unlikely, but it's a possibility we have to consider.
We joke about how Galio is not really a flex pick anymore, and essentially he's not. He's been locked into the mid lane most of the time, but in certain situations like this, maybe? It's definitely an option for them.
Definitely so, but it will work in the top side as well if they choose to just put Galio top. And yep, it is just going to be Jace into the Renekton matchup. So as long as they have sight of Gragas, he should be fine, especially with the range advantage that he's going to have on the Crocodile, but Afreeca have such a global comp on their hands so far. You've got Abyssal Voyage, Enchanted Crystal Arrow, the distance that Gragas can cover in the engage, as well as Kuro's ability to roam effortlessly on this pick.
Yeah, definitely have a lot of presence around the map. The Jace Varus combination just reminds me of the beginning of spring with lethality and all the poke damage that would come out, but not the case.
It's just really, it's curious how Longzhu chose to go with Jason to the top lane, a champion that typically you see trying to split push at times when the split push failed so miserably last time they played against Cassidy. And now they have Tom Kent to add to that. He's going to have to change his game plan and group up with the team, which will work great. Granted, you can go a 5-man here, but the thing is, they're almost all physical damage. So the later this game goes, the more Afreeca will benefit, and I get a feeling this could be Afreeca's break of the curse. They have finally, perhaps, brought it back in Game 2 and 3.
Could happen. Maybe looking for more consistency. Have they found it here? I was liking Longzhu's chances coming into Game 3, but after the draft, as we talked about, I think Afreeca could be taking this one down. But still, we have to go through the game. And speaking of the game, it's all loaded up. Everybody's on the rift. So come join us as we jump into game number 3. Well, there you have it.
The hero for Longzhu here is going to have to be Gorilla. With Lantern and Okaz can get slammed level 1, but not going to happen. They will just lose that ward.
A victory. But, ooh, Khan.
The damage charts have already been topped.
Yeah. The only one. Kassadin has the most farm in the game right now.
But going back on Gorilla, he has tools to disengage from Gragas, disengage from Kassadin, save people from Arrow, even get them out of a sticky situation with Abyssal Voyage. So we have seen him have impeccable games on this Thresh before, and if he can do it again, we might get ourselves a highly competitive match as we're looking at Longzhu contesting the Raptor camp once again.
Looking for a Q onto one little Raptor, a little bit early on that one. So Cuz is going to pick up all of that. Meanwhile, Spirit just starting the blue buff. Khan looking to get frisky here with Marin.
A little bit of cheeky harass there. He will get spotted out at the red buff, however, so the map will be split. And I love this move from Longzhu. This means that now Khan gets to play as aggressively as he wants in this top side of the map. And they have Thresh in the bottom lane to disengage from any action that will happen early. And you can maybe expect level 2 Gorilla to actually skill up Lantern to avoid any possibility of a gank going on in this side of the map. So this does play to the strength that they chose in the draft. And it allows Khan to be this aggressive for a long time, as now you see BDD finding out where Spirit is and buys even more time for Khan to have perfect knowledge for the path that Spirit is going to take.
Not a single creep just yet for Marin. He's just been sitting in range, getting the XP. Failed death sentence from Gorilla after hitting level 2. Means that nothing will happen. You were talking about the veteran play from some of these supports. Gorilla and also Mata known on the Thresh to come in and even roam towards mid lane and look to set something up. So if there were a chance to put pressure bot lane, if they could push that in before Kassadin hits level 6, I know it's unlikely, but would be a nice play to set up.
Yeah, they have kill pressure if Kha'Zix is to be there. So definitely something to keep in mind if Gorilla chooses to do so. However, Ashe, her volley makes it quite difficult to answer back, as Varus typically requires more mana into shoving the wave back. That's why you see him paired so often with these heavy push supports as well that can allow him to get full control of a lane.
And so far, it's very even. You can see that Kramer and Tushin haven't been able to hard shove that in just yet.
Save for top side. Still a big CS advantage and pressure for Khan as Marin under tower and no potions available, but Cuz making his moves into this top side, making sure that they can at least have an idea for what Spirit is going to try to do. And as long as Khan can continue to play this way, an advantage will grow topside that eventually will mean an item spike, and that's what you really want to be looking for. He's an attempt on the mid.
Will the flash come in? Good flash from Kuro early, but again, Longzhu didn't really have to commit to anything to force that flash out.
Love when that happens. Preemptive flashes, you know the danger that you're going to face, and more importantly, if he were to even not die, it will just burn his teleport right away. So the chunking makes a difference no matter what happens. So burning the flash right away puts him in a safer. Whoa, what?
Okay, BDD, he wanted to get that flash taunt, and he actually misses it. It was really close. Had he landed it, perhaps they could get that kill onto Kuro, but just a millimeter away.
Maybe.
Kuro squeaks away.
You gotta remember that there's still body slam available for Spirit to force a disengage out of that. So really ambitious play there, and it could have likely just been saved for later, where you just have an easy access into mid lane with just charging up that taunt, going for the flash, and there would have been no response from Kuro and 100% guarantee on the play. So instead of going for the guaranteed play, they try to go for a higher risk, and it fails.
Yeah, BDD, he's getting a bit tired on this Galio. He wants some glory, you know? Doesn't want to just sit back and go 2-1-16 again.
It does help his incredible KDA so far. I believe it was a little under 12 before this game, or series.
For the series, yeah, because the Talia KDA in Game 2 really is not going to help.
The ward just expired, actually, so Khan unaware that Gragas is here. Oh, this is great timing.
Okay, coming in is Spirit, and Marin able to land that stun into the body slam. Easy peasy. Khan even flashing away. And the knockback, a teleport coming in from BDD. They're really trying to punish this first blood over to Spirit. And the teleport canceled.
He used his own TP as panic. He panic TP'd.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what the...
He panic
Whoa.
TP'd. I thought it was Gallia first, but he panic TP'd.
Wow.
Oh, God. That's bad.
Yeah, that was very uncon-like. Who, before this, you know, under pressure was really performing, but got caught out.
It's because of the timing, right? The ward just died. Thank you very much. But the timing was so unexpected. The ward had just died, so they must have felt so safe in that lane that seeing Gragas right away was so surprising. And here comes once again, oh boy.
The repeat embarrassment. Sorry, God.
That TP. Get me out of here.
And then the flash after.
Yeah, so a good attempt to try to buy some time, but as soon as Marin hits level 6, he knows he has to cancel that one. Otherwise, he would have been fodder as well. But now the swap has come in. Oh, actually, how disappointed. We thought it was going to be a full-on swap for Galio into Renekton and Jace into Kassadin, but instead, it's simply covering each other's lanes. So Jace will return to the top side, and this matchup is just so good for Jace. I'm really surprised they are not opting into this one. They want to make the most out of Galio, but Cuz hasn't been invading like crazy to really make it work.
Maybe they're just really scared about the Renekton for Marin. I mean, we saw what the Kassadin can do when you get it ahead, but if you just play safe and don't allow him to get any kills, and you also shut down the Renekton in a way, maybe that's what they're looking for.
But the thing is, Kassadin, sure, getting kills is huge, but farming evenly and having not awful pressure into the mid lane is a good enough victory for him. Getting kills is basically a death sentence, but farming away and maintaining yourself even is the dream for this pick, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's even in CS, he's on a good path to an early Road of Ages. He only needs a couple more 100 gold to finish that item, and he's going to have a teleport right back up so he can get that item finished a little bit sooner rather than later. And that's going to put him in a great position to keep bullying Khan, who currently has no flash, though. As long as Kuro gets control of mid lane with this blue buff, he can roam topside, as we have seen him attempt to roam before, and completely put Khan in the dumpster.
So we got Cuz with the red buff, and he spots Spirit trying to steal this blue. Thankfully, Spirit puts down his own ward, sees Cuz coming in. Again, that red buff slow. Looking to contest this blue and perhaps force a smite out of Cuz, but you can see all three members of Afreeca have collapsed first, and they're going for this. The heroic entrance, will it keep him alive? Cuz is actually turning back, and here comes Var and big taunt. Gonna save Cuz's life for now, and that damage from the base damage of Galio coming in. Finally, Khan makes his way, and here's Gorilla from the bot lane, but the Abyssal Voyage, and everybody's trying to join on in. Will anybody actually die is the question, and it doesn't look like it.
It's a 5-man that blue buff in under 10 minutes in the opposite side of the map, so wow, they try to go on to Cuz, but the heroic entrance keeps him alive, and then so much of the abilities end up missing. The final Force Pulse does not connect onto Cuz, and he just gets to walk away, and the blue buff does go to, I believe, Spirit actually walks away with it. Here it is again. So a good engage here, but the cask is on an awful angle, so it doesn't allow Marin to get in range. Well, he tries to flash in and could have gotten another slice and dice, but Cuz would have likely just flashed out of that one.
We're going right back into live. Marin and Spirit were looking for a play onto Khan, but it doesn't work out. Kuro burns his teleport, doesn't go in, and Marin just going to recall, though he is spotted on a ward.
Yeah, even though Galio did have teleport, he did have the first roam onto topside, so he was making his way just through the river, and that would have been enough to make Kuro cancel, on top of the fact that he would not have had an angle or any follow-up had he gone in. And now he just has to think about what timing he wants to have for that Rod of Aegis.
Everybody in the crowd realizing what Tahm Kench does. They're like, ooh, ah. Oh yeah, you can just eat his ally. Oh.
And then at first, like, oh, that sounds useless.
Chain of Corruption here. Tushin with the early flash. Doesn't get put in the box.
You know, it was the Rocks Tigers that actually made the debut of Tahm Kench at Worlds.
Really?
Yeah.
The old Rocks Tigers, right?
Yeah, the old Rocks Tigers at 2015 Worlds, where I believe it was Gorilla playing that pick with the Ashe combination, and my God, it was a thing of beauty to see. And ever since then, the pick has, everybody's understood the power that he brings to the table.
Yeah, now it's quite obvious, but I suppose back then, if it was unknown, if it wasn't really played.
Because the thing is, when you get new champions that come out with kits that are so unlike anything else, people tend to struggle to figure out if they're going to be good or not. When you have a champion like Xayah or Rakan that's a little bit more straightforward, you can see similarities between abilities before it, such as even Jhin. And his similarities with a champion like Jhin, it's easy to understand where the strengths lie. But a new pick, not so much.
Never mind. I was just like those fans. I forgot that Tahm Kench is on it, even though you're talking about it. But yeah, a bit of a rotation coming from Longzhu. They don't go for the heroic entrance. Not going to dive.
So wave clear onto mid lane. So Action keeps trying into the Tahm Kench lane, but that's going to go to no avail as the CC isn't tremendous.
Okay, Kuro going to Rift walk away here. Cuz burning his ult for this, and Spirit's on the chase. Abyssal Voyage now from the bot side, end to TP. They really want to catch out Cuz, and it should be an easy cleanup. There it is. Another kill, this time onto Kassadin.
Why does he keep doing this? Last time it was the same thing, trying to jump onto Kassadin, and he simply Rift walks away and is like, oh, wait a minute. I can just kill you, and now the snowball for Cass begins.
Okay, the Devour at the last second, but the exhaust is up. Can Kramer get away? The answer is yes.
It's Tahm Kench. You know how they call him here? They call him Tahm Kimchi.
Tahm Kimchi.
Yeah.
I guess it makes sense. He is red with the skin.
Yeah, it's Sushi Chef Tahm Kench.
Yeah. Close enough, right? Lots of pressure down on that bot lane from Praying Gorilla. Marin trying to make the best of it. He's caught up in CS in the top lane, which is quite nice.
This time around, the itemization from Kuro will be that Mercury tread. It makes more sense than it was last time. The TP's out.
The 5-man dive, the immediate response though from Kuro. Will they commit? The answer is no. Kuro coming on in, but the big engage onto Gorilla with the cast. BDD with the heroic entrance. Now Tushin in a bit of trouble. Kuro going forward with that Rift Walk, and Tushin will eat the dust. Kuro just going to have to back off from there, because not even in that fight, was all the way on the left side. Meanwhile, Marin up in top lane getting out-traded by Khan.
He gave his life to stop that teleport, to allow the bottom lane to finally make something happen, and unfortunately it gets turned around. The heroic entrance was huge, so Longzhu walk away with a big advantage out of this, and they might be able to get this turret low enough to even eye out that first brick. Marin's very close. It's going to take another wave most likely.
Marin should be able to clean this one up.
Look at that. He made his way back to the lane so fast that he didn't even have enough time to regenerate.
And now the rotation comes in. They want to save this turret as much as possible. Everybody's just eyeing the top side of the map. Even Gorilla's up there now.
It's these moments where objectives are so low that teams end up greeding out. Players start thinking, maybe this is the time that I can get that first brick. If I can just get this turret by myself, I'll be in such a powerful position. And that's often the times where you greed out and have a lack of foresight and end up getting caught out, giving up kills, and end up losing that entire advantage. So wisely does Khan end up retreating and swap out with the dual lane to prevent any mistakes from going out.
Well, Afreeca's got a lot of control up here right now. Although you can see 4 members to the 3 of Afreeca at this particular point in time. Kuro is nearby. The Chain of Corruption onto Tom Kent's immediate teleport from Marin. They're going to have 5 members soon, and you can see Longzhu, respecting that teleport, will have to back off.
It's a teleport advantage because Marin did not use his. He had canceled it instead. So now Longzhu, in the next couple of minutes, will be looking to set up vision for their own teleport play. And it might yield them that first brick that has been so stubborn so far this game. At 16 minutes in, we still have yet to see a turret go down.
No Drakes either. Cloud Drake, nobody likes him.
Actually, it's 3 times in a row we get initial Cloud Drake.
Not my favorite. Okay, looking for the hook. Tushin just going to devour him up because lurking in the corner. What this is really just pressure onto that top turret, looking for that first brick.
The swap just benefits Longzhu so much. Keep the Jace into Renekton. And now that he's spiked on that Blade of the Ruined King, he's capable of handling his own down there. The dual lane has no trouble with pushing Tushin and Kramer in, and when you have heroic entrance ready and able to stop any initial attempt on the dive, it becomes so easy for them to just go to a lane and take down the tower. And now Khan just has to start thinking about where Kassadin is going to be. It happened last time around much later in the game than now, but he still has to be aware, as Afreeca needs to be looking for places to get advantages to make this Kassadin work. So he has to be thinking that Kuro will have his sights on him.
Kuro just happily farming up near the top of the CS, just 4 behind the Varus so far. Actually picks up a wave and takes the lead, but with the kill and that extra farm, could be looking at a pretty scary Kassadin in about 10 minutes. Uh-oh, forced to flash here is Marin. Can't get eaten by the death sentence. That would have been lights out for him.
Oh, Marin, so greedy. That flash might make a difference. It might mean that now Khan can play more confidently and not get ganked.
Heroic entrance, Kramer in a bit of trouble. Tushin looking to get away. The death sentence was so close. Might have opened up a kill onto Tushin.
Well, he still has flash, so he would have had to commit plenty of abilities to get that kill. And now the 4-on-4 will always benefit Longzhu. This is not what Kassadin thrives in. the more they continue to bring him into the mix to wave clear, to just be a bit of a harass tool, but showing on the map, the more that Longzhu is content with taking this situation as the bottom lane continues to push in and grow a lead. However, because that tier 1 has not gone down, it becomes that much harder for Jace to pressure, because Kassadin's route from tier 1 to tier 2 bottom is so easy for them to collapse onto Khan, even though he has a big lane to get back on with that acceleration gate. It's not going to matter. Kassadin's already level 11. He's level 12 right now, so that level 2 Riftwalk will mean that he can close the gap in a matter of seconds and pick up kills that will snowball the Kassadin just like last game.
Yeah, so still no one wants to go for the Cloud Drake. Everybody still hates Mr. Cloud Drake. Nobody's really had an opportunity either.
Say Mr. Cloud Drake?
Yeah, Mr. Cloud Drake. Why? That's his name. Mr. Cloud Drake.
Just assume it's gender. Rift Herald's a girl.
I think I did. Actually, yeah, I did. Sorry. Okay, Abyssal Voyage. Khan in a bit of trouble. He flashes right on top of the stun, and that's going to be the Devour from the 3 stacks, and down goes the Jace.
His own hammer pushes Teucin even deeper into the lane, ensuring that he dies in an even safer situation, and that's the power of Abyssal Voyage. The arrow that comes out of Tahm Kench, he didn't even get a chance to see it. It's just an arrow from a frog.
So they get the kill, but looks like they're just looking for some deep vision in that blue side with the kill.
The kill means that now they have some more time to start moving around the map, get some breathing room over for Marin now that there is no flash on Khan. But with Kuro being so far away, the only chance of ganking this lane will have to be through a teleport or a roam. So now it looks like they're going to go for that Cloud Dragon. They don't have any crazy wards to teleport to, but it should be free as because it's nowhere to be found. But it's just a 20-minute Cloud Dragon. Doesn't mean too much.
I suppose the roams of the already strong map presence of Afreeca will just get even better. And the next one is a Mountain Drake.
A good one to fight for. And speaking of those roams, here it comes again. So he comes out, look at that. You don't even see the arrow.
It's already inside Khan. The knockback. It's like, take me with you.
It's like one of those, you know, back in season 1, one of the best strategies was you'd go Ashe with teleport. So you're laning, say, mid lane, you throw out the arrow, and then you teleport into the minion wave right where you think they're going to engage onto you.
Yeah.
And then when you appear, arrow hits at the same time, and then you actually get a kill. So that's kind of what it looked like, but unfortunately he didn't throw out the arrow from where Abyssal Voyage was started.
No arrow from downtown. And you can see Khan, he's been bullied up in top lane. Doesn't want it anymore. He'll just go down into bot. Sitting at 0-2.
0-2, but still under pressure. He can beat Kuro here as he can't take this fight. He's just being respectful of Tahm Kench as they don't have full vision onto him, and that can make the difference. He doesn't want to die, but with red buff and Blade of the Ruined King and a Kuro that has itemized magic resistance with that Mercury Tres and doesn't have that much damage at this stage in the game, he should be able to win that 1v1.
Bit of a push onto mid lane. The cask is used almost to just clear minions and push everybody back, but still a minion wave remains for now. Got a nice chunk down, about 1/4 of the health of the turret. Just get taken out, but again, that cask, that Gragas just disappeared.
All in one bite.
Interesting.
Is he a demon? Tahm Kench is a demon, right?
A demon?
Yeah, he's got to be a demon.
Why is he a demon?
Like a demon of the river.
Seems like a nice guy.
Really? He eats everything.
What's wrong with that? Some people got big appetites.
Like people.
Are you being judgmental, Crumbs?
Yeah. I think he's a river demon. Like something.
He just reminds me of Old Grey.
Something out of like a Studio Ghibli movie. He looks just like from that.
I gotta watch more Studio Ghibli movies.
I've only seen a couple.
I saw the, what was it, Princess Mononoke, I think is the name. Is that a Studio Ghibli movie?
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks good. I haven't fully seen it. I fell asleep, but that doesn't mean anything. I literally fall asleep to every movie and TV show, so.
Crumb's just a tired guy. Good vision clear there as a team by Longzhu. Clears out 2 greens and a control ward. Continuous pressure onto mid. Another cast to clear this, plus the smite. Barrel, okay, Dusing does get locked up. Chain of Corruption, there's the gray health being used super low. Still has enough to eat up Spirit, make sure everybody gets out alive. Kuro just flashed.
Being respectful of the hook. Great accuracy there from Gorilla.
Good reaction time.
Well, it is his former teammate, so he does have to at least understand the quickness and accuracy that Gorilla can have in one of his signature picks. And just how many there's so many picks that are Gorilla signature picks. Man's been signing for years.
Okay, here we go, looking for Khan again. Doesn't happen this time. Khan, he's learned his lesson, it seems.
He's got flash, so at least he's not in point blank range to get surprised by that arrow. And Tahm Kench will be backing up Ashe here in this lane. There are no TP wards, so they can still pressure this tower.
So far, Afreeca better with the pressure. You can see the mid-tier 1 is still up for Afreeca. They've been able to successfully defend that twice now. Uh-oh, Dusing getting a little bit far forward. The knockback is too late. Meanwhile, Kramer just ignoring it and taking out the turret. Another big objective for Afreeca.
What a weird attempt there from Khan, utilizing his own flash to trade on Tahm Kench. Sure, that will put Tahm Kench in a more dangerous situation from now on, but it's just a Tahm Kench. You're Jason, you're going to have to deal with paths.
Okay, Dusing eating him up with the death sentence, and lots of Afreeca in trouble. Spirit with the big cast, he wants to get onto that. Kramer helping him out. Does get him to safety, but at least they finally get that beloved Tahm Kench that everybody seems to love to kill.
And Longzhu playing this well, group up 5-man. Do not allow Cassidy to get any picks on anybody on the side lanes, and Kuro has to be so respectful while doing this. Does a nice rift walk to make sure that he's not even in range or of an angle from Gorilla. 40 seconds onto this dragon, however, and there is no teleport onto Khan, so he will be grouping up with the team, and he's quite spiked now as he has completed his Black Cleaver, which will benefit so many of the members of Longzhu.
Yeah, definitely a good pickup for him. And again, I mean, it's only been 5 kills so far in this 26-minute game, and it's just been one at a time too. Nobody's getting wiped. Nobody's really making too big of mistakes.
That single target slow that ends up hitting Dusing keeps him in place, and with the chains hitting, with the taunt, as well as the death sentence, there's no way for him to escape. And the trade flash that Khan went for earlier ends up paying off with a kill onto the support as well as a tier 1.
Okay, looks like we might have some more action. Mountain Drake coming in. Oh, missed death sentence. Very close. Because just going to take that lantern. Dusing and Marin as a group. Pushing through the jungle. Khan trying to make it interesting here. Knock up into the wall. Marin gonna stun. They have to get out there. There's the TP though, and the dodge of the death sentence. Chain of Corruption coming down onto Marin, but here is Kuro. Marin getting extremely low. Pops that ultimate, baiting everyone in. Can they actually get that kill? Cuz able to pick it up. Nice death sentence on the back line. Gonna make this 2. And they do take down Dusing. Khan still going deep. The Rift Walk is used. Can he jump in? That's a 3rd one. Going over to Longzhu. Will they catch any more? Doesn't look like it.
Baron is on their sides now. BDD didn't even participate in any of that. He's okay. He's going to be able to just easily go on his merry way here. And with the isolation and incredible damage between the 2 blades on this team, this Baron is sure to go down. As long as Gorilla stays out and can zone out Spirit from a steal, then this will be Longzhu's.
Spirit taking a angle that Gorilla wasn't expecting. The Lantern is going to bring in BDD. They'll be pretty happy to take this 2v2, although Kramer with the red buff is pretty scary. Lots of members low in the pit now. They're actually going to get the kill here onto Gorilla and going in. Can he get the smite? No is the answer. And Spirit not able to get that kill, but the Abyssal Void's coming in. Here comes Afreeca. They're collapsing. And they are going to eat up Kramer here. Make sure he stays alive. On the chase now for Prey. And there's that tongue lash. That should be the end of Varus's life eventually as Marin takes the kill.
Almost a repeat of game 1 where the team that takes Baron ends up giving their lives nearly immediately. They do lose 3 people and will lose this tier 1. Afreeca is poised for a tier 2 as well. TP on Khan is still seconds away as well as his life, and that's going to be 2 towers going their way, and the gold is now in their favor. That's a negative power play.
So far it is. We'll see if they can make any push happen with the Baron buff that they still have. But as you were saying, they get 3 kills, or 2 kills I think it is off the back of that. 2 or 3, and then they get 2 turrets, and now they're eyeing this Mountain Drake.
Oh, this could be risky. There is no teleport on Khan just yet, and Spirit is making his way.
Because he wants it. Look at the blasting plant. Gonna get the zoom out. Can he catch it? Coming on in, immediately shut down. Doesn't even go for it. Takes the lantern. Gonna make the safe play.
Good disengage there from Afreeca, making sure that he doesn't have a chance to go for the steal. Force him to take out the lantern right away, but Longzhu no slouches on the response now, eyeing that tier 2 in mid and another one into the top side. Ping's going down for the defense play here. Carries aren't just there just yet, but the wave clear is non-apparent, so it will be the tier 2 mid, but most likely not tier 2 top.
They're still pushing. Got a decent wave here in mid. Maybe they can get some chunk damage onto this turret. Lots of range creeps in the back. Just push this forward. You can see the wave clear of everybody on the side of Longzhu, but again, they're not going to overcommit. Just chunking down the turret, taking what they can get.
Thinking about blue buff now, they still have Baron on 2 of their members that they can easily push in and empower and try to brute force that tier 1 mid, but Kassadin is behind them, and so is Marin.
Marin and Kuro all alone in the jungle. Tushin trying to get down in here, but the arrow onto Prey in the back line. Heroic entrance, though, gonna keep him safe for now. Kuro, he will rip off to safety. Marin somehow still is alive. Big taunt there from BDD, trying to keep everyone around. Kuro trying to be a hero on the left side, but big play into the next entrance, and Gorilla able to get that kill for his team, and the TP is coming in. They want more.
They don't have enough damage on the side of Afreeca right now. Between her heroic entrance and all the protection they can offer to Prey, it just wasn't enough between Renekton and Kassadin, and now they're thinking about ending this game, and they're gonna be able to do so if they play their cards right.
Still got 40 seconds on Baron. A desperate hold will have to come through. You can see Spirit trying to clear that wave, but the big taunt once again. Tushin disappears. Spirit not doing anything at all. Kramer, though, with a ton of damage, trying to push them all out. And can he actually do that? No, the answer is no. Spirit able to take out a couple with the help of Kramer, but most importantly, they keep this game alive.
Just so close there, but now Longzhu have cracked the base. They've cracked the code, and Afreeca is going to be looking for plays anywhere else they can find on the map, but it's too late. They're just grouping as 5. They don't have an opportunity to do this. This is why 10 minutes ago when the gold was even, we're saying Kuro needs to be looking for plays. They need to be punishing Khan more. They failed to do so. Here's comes that re-engage. They're trying to get that blue buff. It's 2 people onto Prey, but between Heal, the Redemption, Galio, there's just no chance of actually taking him down. He tries to hit spells, but Ashe is nowhere there to follow up. It's only Kassadin and Renekton. Last time, Kassadin worked because he had Zac, he had Xayah, Rakan to follow up. There was so much backline threat. This time around, when it's only 2 members that are so easy to tell when they're going in and so easy to disengage from, is why we wonder why the Kassadin was picked. We're expecting a Victor, would have made a little bit more sense, the Talia, maybe even the Orianna, but they went with the Kassadin. It failed to snowball, and now they're in deep trouble.
Well, they've kept both of their Nexus turrets alive. That was a heroic defense that Spirit and Kramer specifically did put on. Tushin was there, didn't do much defending though, more so delaying, I suppose. And either way, they keep the game alive. So they're only down an inhibitor. Now the Baron buff is down. Longzhu have a harder time pushing. They're still only 1.5k goal ahead.
And I don't think that at this point they can safely dive the back lane. They have to play frontline assault. Protect Kramer. He's actually the highest damage right now. Kura is not able to burst down anybody. There's too much magic resist. There's too much peel. So keeping Kramer alive will have to be the game plan, as he can take down multiple members on the side of Longzhu. He does have his armor penetration completed. It's a 4-item Ashe that's not built on full utility. It's difficult to imagine that they have switched the game plan so drastically. As a Cassidy, you always get so tempted to just go in.
Yeah, that armor penetration super important. Oh, that play, but Spirit dodging down south. They weren't expecting that movement, and Spirit able to get out of there alive.
Oh, he just got whispers from death, but just barely makes it out. Had he died there, that would have been it. Longzhu would have easily ended this game.
Okay, well, they're looking for more. Trying to push this top tier 2. And again, they have incredible wave clear on the side. The arrow is going to hit Gorilla in the front. The cast will knock him in, but the heroic entrance immediately keeps him alive. The big knockup onto everybody, but Gorilla will go down. BDD forced to disengage, and nobody else does go down. They at least get that pick onto Gorilla.
Excellent arrow there from Kramer, eyeing out Gorilla. Any member you can get at this point matters, and while you do lose the turret, it does buy you some time to clean out some vision, get some control back in your mid lane so that super creeps don't just obliterate your Nexus turrets. And now they have to look for that again. They know they can kill Gorilla. They know they can kill members if multiple of them focus them, but remember that they were so deep into the turret that there was no follow-up. A great cast, and Kramer's 5-0-2. They gotta keep him alive.
That is the goal. So we're gonna take another look. Kramer from downtown. Gets the grab.
It's a great cast there. Even Thuro gets to go over the wall and assist on that. And look at that. It was Cuz and Khan dealing with Marin at the same time, and even then, Afreeca could not continue their assault onto Prey.
There were a lot of assistance pings from the side of Afreeca. They wanted to get a deep ward on the blue buff side of Longzhu, but good clearing from the side of Longzhu means that they can't. And uh-oh, Tucson, where's he going? Running through the jungle by himself. The piercing arrow will pick up that kill, instantly making a 5v4.
What is he doing? He's trying to get that ward, but they don't have any vision established so far. He's going by himself. Now it's going to have to be a steal attempt from Spirit or a crazy fight.
Okay, Longzhu immediately turning this one in. Big taunt on a lot of those members, trying to get Kramer in the back. That is the main target, and they will take him out. Cuz, and as well as Khan, able to get on in there, and now Afreeca just on the run, trying to survive as much as possible, but another member goes down, and this might just be the game-ending push from Longzhu.
And Longzhu knew the game plan from the start. Eliminate Kramer, and everybody's flashing in to get a piece of that Ashe, and immediately... immediately she gets deleted. No flash on her.
You can see that Afreeca, they were trying to proxy the wave. They didn't want this push to come in, but we're pretty late in this game already at 36 minutes. And Longzhu, they're looking for the game-ending push. And without Kramer this time, it's going to be a lot harder to hold. TP coming on in. Kuro trying to push them back as much as possible. Tushin will be taken out in the end. Force pulse, but there's the death sentence, and Kuro goes down. And that's probably going to be Afreeca's chances going down the drain. Longzhu looking for their last victory here. Going to take the win, 2-1.
Afreeca just fall apart right at the end. A bit of a greedy draft from them. They paid dearly, and Longzhu played well. They played to the composition. They understood what their win conditions were at multiple times in the game. They itemized intelligently, and they're able to take out a win that, while the gold might tell us that it was a little bit closer, it felt like Longzhu had complete control past the mid-game.
Longzhu looking really good towards the end of that one. Just having Galio for BDD both times. This time he went 2-0-10, so perfect KDA. Gonna make up for game number 2. And we haven't seen Jace in a while, but it eventually worked out. He wasn't the mainstay of this composition, but was okay towards the end.
It's easy to have your Galio get a crazy KDA when you have so many hyper carries on your team between Kha'Zix, Jace. Then you got Varus, who's dealing so much damage, and previously with the Mordekaiser. But Afreeca, looks like game 3 was their game 2 this time around.
Yeah, definitely another disappointing loss for Afreeca. They get so close against many of these other really strong teams, against Samsung, against SKT. They just can't seem to get the victories in the end.
It's a balancing act. You have to be able to stay on your rope 3 games in a row. Longzhu did it, and Afreeca now with the Cassidy pick is really the big question mark for me. I think this draft would have worked if you had a victory. You would have forced Longzhu to try to dive onto you as opposed to you being the ones that try to engage. There's too much peel on the side of Longzhu for that to work. And here's Gorilla with a great Thresh game as one of his best picks. Just hooks left, right, and center. Fantastic plays. His lanterns were overshadowed by the accuracy of his death sentence.
Hugs all around for Gorilla. The team knows it. The coaching staff knows it. He played a pretty sick game of Thresh. And I'm going to take another look at some replay. Spirit trying to steal. Not successful. Afreeca do make this interesting towards the end.
This almost was another ace after Baron, but at least 2 of their members find a way to recall instead of trying to stay in the mix and give up their Baron themselves. This is a fight where we really get to see what happens with the comp. So much goes on to Prey. That's Redemption, Galio Ultimate, Lantern. He even got hit by the arrow, but there's just no chance of taking this Varus
the
down.
Lantern here was really cool too. Takes that to just get away from Kuro.
Look at that. Fillet into an immediate death sentence. How many times have you hooked Cassidy? It's so hard to play Cassidy when you're dealing with an excellent Thresh, and Gorilla is just that. It's that hook onto Gragas, immediate play, Lantern him out, and here comes another hook that you just don't expect. Actually, that's not really, yeah, there it is. There it is.
Super low health, but he makes it work. And again, the 2 front members of Afreeca made it so that Kramer could push them back.
BDD not wanting to give up his KDA. Should have tanked that arrow for Gorilla.
I thought maybe they could keep him alive with the heroic entrance, perhaps. But again, Galio ultra tanky. And this is when, even with the immediate QSS of Kramer, everybody wants a piece of that Ashe. Just like you were saying, they all jump into the back line and he can't get away fast enough.
4 people flash over the wall, and even at the end, Prey actually flashes over the wall to, where's Ashe? Where's that? Oh, okay, she's dead. All right, okay.
It's like the nightmare. You just want to kill that Ashe before it can get anywhere near you. So taking a look at the damage, the Varus Jace combination actually did a pretty sick amount of damage throughout this game.
Screams drown out the noise in the studio as Longzhu walk out of their booth. But the damage shards that you were saying, Varus popping off, just being, he flies under the radar. When you have Jace, Galio, and Kha'Zix causing havoc in the front line, Varus always gets forgotten, but his damage is always quite high. Ever since he switched to the attack speed Hurricane build with Blade and the armor penetration that he packs, he ends up doing more damage than you expect, as he also can do a lot of poke.
So guys, we're gonna head to that interview right away.
So here we have BDD for the MVP interview. So it was the longest and the best game of the summer split. So it was a really, really hard and close game. How was the gaming booth going? We are really so busy, concentrating a lot. We are trying to cheer us and also yelling all together in every team fights. So we have seen a lot of unusual champions today, like Alistar, Mordekaiser. Was that planned? Yeah, we thought it was good in composition. And Gorilla and Khan was also confident. So you're also on the MVP point #1. Do you have any new aims for this season? I personally think my performance was the worst of the season, so I want to thank my teammates for playing so well for me. I'm going to try harder. I wasn't satisfied, and I also tilted a little bit after game 2, so I should be better next time. It was really a long game. How did you keep concentrating? yeah, Gorilla just trying to give us encouragements. So that's how we cheered up together. So who would you like to pick for the MVP? I personally think Gorilla. He made a lot of hooks. So yeah, I hope Gorilla gets the MVP.
So let's take a look and see who was the MVP of Game 3. It was BDD. Oh, golly gee, crumbs. I think it should have been Gorilla.
Well, he did have a lot of plays himself, but as he says himself, he feels like he didn't have the greatest game, but I agree with you. Gorilla had an outstanding series, but it's the taunts that are difficult to see and the impact that they have in fight so many times. Just able to save allies as well as engage by himself is one of the reasons why this pick is so hotly contested.
I think there's something special in Galio. I think the champion skill sets are good. So yeah, that gives us all the time victory. I feel good getting MVP in 2 times in a row, but I'm still not satisfied from my performance. So today was the Gorilla's 300th plays. So any message for him? Oh, sorry that I was tilted a bit. Thank you for so supportive. Is he really the mother of your team? I personally think so. He really does take care of all the teammates really well. Your next opponent is Samsung Galaxy. How are we going to prepare for it? We're going to practice as always and get rid of our mistakes and trying to get the victory without making any mistakes. Last message for your fans, please. Thank you for being so supportive. And we will prepare a lot for the next match. Thank you. And this was the end of the interview. Thank you.
So thank you, Ji-san, for the translation. And that's going to do it. Kind of surprised that Gorilla did not get the MVP, to be honest. But, I mean, Galio comes through as the true MVP tonight.
The standings end up putting Longzhu at 6-2 now. Only 1 loss behind KT, SKT, and Samsung Galaxy. So the top is still so close. These 3 teams are all basically first place, and then you have Longzhu, who is far and away from Jin Air, and Afreeca, who is now at the same level as the Jin Air Green Wings, a team that has so much potential that unfortunately just cannot harness it for more than 1 game.
Longzhu desperately trying to break into the top 3. They want to put that pressure on them, try to join them in the upper echelons of LCK Summer. And it definitely does matter as we get closer to about halfway through this season, this split, and as we get closer to Worlds.
And Worlds is what is going to be so exciting. These 4 teams, I would love to see all 4 of them go to Worlds.
I'm sure a lot of people would.
We can only have 3, and such a race for the top because you just don't know how they work against each other.
Yeah, so you see Samsung was ahead of SKT, I think because Samsung took the 2 over SKT. But as you said, basically everybody is right up there at the top. And who do you think, making predictions right now in week 4, Crumbs, what do you think when we get down to it? Who's going to be the 3 teams that go to Worlds?
SKT.
Okay, that's the easy one.
KT.
Uh-huh.
I think Samsung.
Samsung?
I
okay.
think Longzhu can do it, but it's definitely between Longzhu and Samsung for the final spot.
I think it definitely depends on how much Longzhu develops as a team, how they mature as a lineup. I mean, it's obvious these guys are incredibly talented, but when it gets down to that high-pressure situation, Samsung as a group, I think, will come together. They have, you know, more veterans on the team, more guys that have been around for longer, that have played together for a longer period of time. So, as you mentioned, I think SKT and KT are the 2 shoo-ins, and then the other 2 teams probably Longzhu and Samsung. What about Afreeca? No? Are they just out of it after today? I mean, they were close before today, and now taking that loss, they're at 4-4.
I mean, for their inconsistencies to somehow solidify after so much time that they have had together. It seems unlikely for them to be able to climb out of the position that they're in. They need to go on a crazy winning spree to do that.
I would have to agree. Poor MVP, man. I was really looking forward to them coming in and doing a bit better this split, but they're at the bottom. They're like the new Kongdu monster.
They're Team Irony right now.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate, but that was going to do it for us Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast, rather. I don't know where I was going with that.
Enjoy the cans.
The cast.